Good evening and welcome back to the show. Tonight we're going to talk about Marshals. Was it good? Well, we're going to cover the bright points, the pain points, and everything in between right after this. Marshals is a neo-Western drama that follows Casey Dutton, a former U.S. Navy SEAL and rancher, as he joins an elite team of U.S. Marshals tasked with protecting Montana. Combining his combat skills and cowboy grit, Casey works alongside a specialized unit to deliver range justice while balancing the emotional toll of the job, family responsibilities, and the violent conflicts unfolding across the region. Alright, so before we get into this, smack that like button if you enjoyed Yellowstone just as much as I did, especially all 5 seasons. So real quick, getting into the cast, we got Luke Grimes, who plays Casey Dutton, reprises his role from Yellowstone. Logan Marshall Green plays Pete Calvin. Ariel Cabell plays Belle Skinner. Ash Santos plays Andrea Cruz. Tatanka Means plays Miles Kittle. Rick Merrill plays Tate Dutton. Mo Brings Plenty plays Mo. And Gil Birmingham plays Thomas Rainwater. So getting into one of the first reasons that I like this, it feels like it's Yellowstone, or at least an extension of it. It touched on the events of the Yellowstone and some of the things that happened at the end of that, kind of leading Casey to where he is now. I'm not going to leave any spoilers here, but it really did open up the continuation of Casey's story and what happened with his family. The cinematography was absolutely beautiful, just like it was in Yellowstone. In Yellowstone, they showed the rolling hills in Montana and all this, and that just continues here, and it's just the epic music and everything that went along with that, making you feel like it's a connective universe. So really enjoyed just how the show overall felt. The action towards the end of Yellowstone in season 5, I really kind of got behind him in the events that happened there. I wasn't a huge Casey fan through most of the series. I mean, I liked him, but I was more like Rip and Beth and everything going on there with John. But towards the end of Yellowstone, Casey really kind of grew on me with some of his action stuff and the U.S. Navy SEAL things that he did. And this leans into that with him a lot. You really get to see some hard Casey action here, and it really works really well with him and the team he joins. There was a lot of drama and subplots with him and his team members. Team members that he had a few team members that were covered in the cast there, and each of them had their own little side drama and storytelling and story arcs throughout the season that kind of worked for me pretty well. There was a big scene towards the end with Tate, Casey's son. It was pretty intense. It was like him almost growing into a man in like one episode there. Something really big happened that Tate had to take action in, and that was pretty intense towards the end of the season. Again, no spoilers here. And then there's a lot of betrayal and manipulation. One thing that I liked about Yellowstone is all the story weaving and people trying, and there was like a lot of betrayal and challenging story points where there was manipulation. Towards the end of this, there's something really big that unfolds, and it really caught me off guard. I was kind of starting to pick up on it in the second to last episode, but the last episode, if you saw what I'm talking about, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I couldn't believe that happened like right as the cliffhanger as the season went off. So that was pretty epic in my spot. Overall, there was a lot of good points. Before we get into some of the pain points, there was a lot of positive energy here, and I think you'll enjoy that. If you enjoyed Yellowstone, you enjoy Casey and some of the Dutton stuff that happens, I think you will. I think you'll find this pretty entertaining. Hey there, if you made it this far, hit that like button. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe to the channel. We're definitely trying to boost that algorithm. Now back to the show. So some of the things that I really didn't favor is at the beginning, there was a lot of action sequences where Casey and the team were going in from a tactical perspective. And although I love that, and that's one of the things you rave about later in the season, early in the season, it felt like some of it felt too scripted. Now, I came from somebody who watched Mayor of Kingstown, and there's a lot of tactical scenes where Mike and the team went in and they had to take action, and it feels like everything was really on point. In U.S. Marshals, initially, it feels like it was felt very scripted, very robotic at first, and then it seems like as the season moved forward, that smoothed out a great deal. But that was an initial concern right off the rip. I'm like, uh-oh, just a little bit of tactical concerns there. At times, some of the acting from the team felt a little bit wooden, a little bit off, a little bit scripted. There was a lot of dynamic between Casey and the team, and then the team without Casey, and some of that felt kind of hokey at first, but the team grew on you quickly. You really enjoyed them, but some of the acting, I think you'll pick up on that. If you already saw it, you probably know what I'm talking about. I was like, yeah, how's this going? But again, by the end of the season, the team grows on you. Taka Means, who plays Miles Kidder, I really liked his character, but at times he seemed to be all over the board from an emotional standpoint, and maybe they were trying to do that, trying to create some kind of inconsistency where there was erraticness, but he would go from 0 to 100 really quickly. He'd be behind Casey, ready to help, really support, and then he hates Casey, can't stand his action, couldn't stand what he's doing, he couldn't believe it. It was just such a big, wide variation there that was hard to, it took you out of it a little bit. I mean, how can you just have this win, and then something he says or does, it's like you're completely against him? There would be some kind of, I think, tighter variability around that. But overall, pretty good. Now we're going to bounce this up against the plot point meter to see how it does. Did you see Marshals? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for more content like this, and I will see you on the next one.